From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Veterans Day is an official holiday which honors people who have served in armed service.
That's right. It was first created in 1918 when World War I formally ended at the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Today at the Westmark Hotel, a celebration took place to honor all branches of the military. City mayors, along with representatives from Alaska's members of the U.S. Congress, paid homage to those that had given their lives and those that have made sacrifices for the country. All services were represented, and the News Center had a chance to talk with some veterans about what this special day means to them.
Oh, it's the one day of the year that America turns out to honor those that have served our country in time of war. And it's a time that we pay tribute to all of those that have served our country when they've been called upon.
Veterans Day runs really deep, actually, in me. I'm an 8.5-year Army veteran. I joined the Army to come to Alaska, and when I got here I found out I was home. So I actually owe everything I've ever done in Fairbanks to the Army.
We have, our nation's been, what can we say, blessed with many, many people that have stood up and joined the military and served to protect our nation and our way of life. So it's our way of giving thanks back and showing respect to them.
Other organizations across town braved the cold and honored veterans also for an all-day event. Student veterans of UAF and ROTC organized a ceremony to pay tribute to military service members of modern wars. The outdoor event started at 8 a.m. when the volunteers read the names of more than 6,700 people who died in Iraq and Afghanistan. The roll call lasted throughout the day until the closing ceremonies and candlelight vigil at 5. The ceremony focused on the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan because they are impacting people right now.
That's the war that we're in right now. That's what has the heaviest impact on the communities at large today. A lot of our students, a lot of our faculty members have some sort of connection with the war. A lot of the younger generations have some sort of connection with today's war, their parents, their aunts, their uncles. Almost everyone today knows someone that's either in the military or that has contributed to the cause at some point.
Today, soldiers at Fort Wainwright continued to give back in their own way and on their day off. Sergeant First Class Ciardi with the 184th MI Company UAS platoon has organized a unique canned food drive. About 15 soldiers have been scouring the streets of Fort Wainwright, offering their shoveling services in return for donations of food. The soldiers plan to give the food they have raised in the last 2 days to the local Fairbanks Food Bank. It started as a brigade-wide drive, but this company says they have made it a friendly competition for a good cause.
I wanted to do it to try and give back to the community. We're doing a food drive right now, so anything we could do to raise the most cans to give to the food bank. It's fun. Yesterday was a little more fun. It was a little warmer, but yeah, we had a pretty good time doing it.
So Daryl, it's pretty cold out there today, huh?
Yeah, it's getting there.
I think that we're not out of the, how would you say, into the clear yet.
Right. And more snow may be coming though, too.
I think so. This weekend thing was a bummer, but I think we have another one coming. So Mike, tell us about it.
You guys have taken care of the weather for the day, so we'll see you guys later on. Might as well get out of here. Hey, clear skies across the interior day after anywhere from 6 inches at the airport to 11 inches in the Goldstream Valley fell over the weekend. And we're looking at a little bit of a respite. Then after that, it looks like another system to be worried about. We'll talk about that later on. Right now, around the interior, and as you can see, temperatures, actually, we'll take a look and show you that we are having some problems with our computer. Anyway, we will tell you that our temperatures right now are in the single digits just about everywhere you look, and we hope to look at the temperatures to warm up over the next couple of days, and a big winter storm possibly on the horizon, like we said earlier. We'll tell you more about that and talk about all the weather, and hopefully have a computer that's working when we come back later on. Bye.
I think he gave away the weather for the whole weather segment.
It is Monday. All right.
It is.
When we come back, we have coverage on 2 entities vying to provide the interior with natural gas.
Also, a former Native leader is charged with embezzlement. We'll have more on that. Stick around. And welcome back. The Regulatory Commission of Alaska is considering the application of 2 entities that want to bring natural gas to the interior. News Center 11's Monty Bowen has more in this report.
They've been talking about getting natural gas to Fairbanks for 50 years, but they still have many of the same challenges now as they did then.
To effectively provide a supply source of gas here in town, and we don't have a pipeline today, and we have to get the gas from faraway locations, either the Cook Inlet or the North Slope, and get it to Fairbanks.
Some claim that FNG caters to the large customers.
FNG has chosen to cherry-pick their existing service area and provides 90% of its gas to large commercial customers, only 10% of its gas to the homes. And that isn't the deal that you enter into when you get a monopoly certificate.
We don't cherry-pick large commercial customers. We do want to serve residential customers. It's just a natural evolution as you build out the system and do it effectively and economically, is to make sure that you have enough volume to support the investments necessary.
Even if a supply of gas suddenly appeared in Fairbanks, a lot of work would still have to be done to use it.
There's a lot of pipe to be installed throughout the community. There's a lot of conversions that need to take place. One of an item that doesn't get talked about a lot too is the fact that people do have to make the decision to use natural gas.
But wouldn't people just automatically want to change over?
There's been many areas that we have provided service in the past or had availability of service in the past, and for whatever reasons people have chosen not to use the gas during that time.
Other considerations are the cost to the homeowner of changing the heating system and the idea of 50 trucks a day on the haul road. We'll talk about that tomorrow in part 2. Monty Bowen, News Center 11.
U.S. Senator Mark Begich says he successfully enrolled in a health insurance plan on the online marketplace open to Alaskans. In doing so, Begich says he gave up an employer contribution of 75% of his premium, which members of Congress are eligible to receive if they sign up through a Washington, D.C. marketplace. Begich says he wanted the same experience as other Alaskans and felt this was only fair. He says he had no problems completing his enrollment online. Begich says there have been marked improvements in the site within the last week or so, and he says he was assured by the Federal Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services that as of Monday morning, the subsidy calculator that had not been working for Alaska was in fact working.
The administrative fee for vaccines through the state's public health system is being waived in an effort to get more low-income people to protect themselves from flu this season. Rhonda Richmeyer, the chief of public health nursing for the state, says the free vaccines are being offered because there have already been a number of hospitalizations from the flu this year. Richmeyer says the free vaccines will be available at any public health center around the state to anyone eligible for state-purchased vaccines. That's anyone under the age of 3. The free vaccines will be offered until the end of December. It takes 10 days after the flu shot to get full protection from the virus.
An Alaska man and former president of Sea Alaska Corporation is accused of embezzlement. Robert Loescher is charged with felony theft and embezzling of more than $20,000 from 2 nonprofit organizations. The organizations were run by an Alaska Native civil rights group in Juneau. Loescher is accused of stealing the money from the bank accounts used to protect subsistence rights and security of traditional food resources.
All right, Daryl. Well, Joe Cook, our sportsman, he has highlights, scores, and everything from a successful weekend of interior sports.
That and much, much more with Joe Cook right after the break. Stay tuned.
Hello, Interior Sports fans. It's Monday, so it's time for another weekend recap. I'm Joe Cook. Saturday night, the Ice Dogs put together 2 great defensive performances and came away with the sweep of the rival Brown Bears. The Ice Dogs were up 1-0 after a Victor Lilligren goal, and Taylor Munson helped defenseman Ben Campbell get a goal, who fouled a beauty of a lasers to extend the home team's lead to 2-0. The Brown Bears answered with a goal by Matt Rundon late in the first to keep Kenai within reach, but in the second, Colton Walter, he crashed the net, found an open area to score on a power play. 3-1 Ice Dogs. Kevin Aldridge had another great night, making 32 saves on 33 shots. The Ice Dogs got empty net goals late in the game by Munson and Hans Gorworski. They won 5-1. Munson had a 4-point night with 3 assists and a goal. The Ice Dogs are second in the Midwest Division and have a 4-0 lead in the Era Cup Series.
It's huge. I mean, it's been a while since I've been able to do that, so it feels really good. The guys are really good in front of me, so they made it pretty easy.
We've been struggling lately, and I just wanted to give a spark to my team whatever way I could, and I was able to get pucks in net tonight, and people were finding the back in net tonight, and
Yeah, I just thought I had an overall good weekend, and I got to keep it going and going to next weekend.
And the Nanook hockey team did something they haven't done in a little while, to say the least, get a win at Lake State on Saturday. They won 3-2 in overtime over the Lakers. The last time they beat the Lakers in Michigan UP was November 2009 by the same score. Marcus Basara and Cody Kunitz scored for the Nanooks, and Joey Davies scored the game winner. Kunitz is 1 point away from the 100 career point club as well. The Nanooks are 5-3-2 overall and 2-2 in the WCHA. Hopefully, they can build momentum as 3 of their next 4 series are on the road. They play at Fair State this weekend, and we mentioned the freshman Joey Davies. Davies was named Era Alaska Nanook of the Week today. Davies did his best Garrett Perry impression by scoring the game-winning goal in overtime. Perry also scored an overtime game winner earlier this season against then number 12 Denver in the Bryce. Davies' game-winning goal at 2:41 into the overtime period against the Lakers, who were ranked 14th in the nation this weekend, was his first career goal. His shot from the left circle trickled in over the goalie stick for the score. The win also ended a 4-game losing streak to the Lakers. And speaking of GNAC awards, the Nanook women's basketball team won their first season opener in 4 years with an 87-72 win over the Western New Mexico Mustangs. A big part of the win was the play of freshman forward Jordan Wilson, who was named GNAC Red Lion Player of the Week today. Wilson posted 27 points and 12 rebounds in her first career double-double in her first game. She went 10 of 11, 90% shooting, tying a GNAT record for the most made shots with 1 miss. Wilson scored the most points and rebounds in the game for Nanook since January 2012. This week, the Nanooks traveled to Hawaii this weekend for 4 games. It seems like the Nanook volleyball team has been so close, but yet so far this season. The Seawolves swept the season series with the Nanooks with 3-1 win Saturday night. The final was 25-23, 25-21, 23-25, 28-26 for UAA. 3 of the 4 sets were decided by just 2 points, as UAF was in every set and won the third. Sam Hartoon and Carrie Knight led Alaska offensively with 15 kills apiece. Hartoon got her 4th double-double of the season with 10 digs as well. The Nanooks will be in the Paddy Center this Thursday and Saturday for the last home series of the season, taking on Simon Fraser on Thursday and Western Washington on Saturday. And it was championship Saturday for the Aurora and Mid-Alaska volleyball conferences. Monroe and Hutchinson went for the Aurora title at Allison High School. Hutchinson went through the gauntlet, playing 3 games on Saturday. They beat Delta and Allison, then avenged the loss to Valdez to get to the title game over 2 days. The Rams defeated Allison in 1 in 5 over Valdez to get to the championship. Monroe won the championship match in 4 sets over the Hawks, 25-14, 24-26, 25-20, 25-19. Emily Pfister had 17 kills for Monroe. Jackie Lemons had 45 digs, and Andy Clark had 30 assists. Now, both teams will go to the 3A state tournament. The top 2 teams go to state. It will be the Hawks' 5th ever state berth. Monroe and Hutch will be the 1 and 2 seeds in that tournament as well. And the state tournament starts Thursday in Chugiak and West High School. In the MAC Conference, West Valley and Lathrop battled for the title. West Valley won the first set 25-15. Lathrop rallied in the second. Their largest lead of the set was 21-15, and they tied the match, winning 25-18 in that second set. But West Valley won set 3, 25-20, and jumped out to an 11-3 lead in set 4, winning 25-14, sealing the victory in a trip to the 4A state tournament. It's West Valley's 6th straight conference title and 5th straight regional championship.
We're taking more shots, more aggressive shots, and hitting out more, or hitting into the block and having it come back on our side. So they're just a big team. They did very well on the net. So
we've been to tournaments and we've shut down attacks of the Anchorage teams with our strong block. And as long as we can continue to do that, just like we did today, yeah, we have a shot.
We're going to go down to a lot of tough teams. We're just going to play our best and just hope we know we can compete with all of them. So we're just going to go and try to keep our play at our top level and just see where we can go.
And finally tonight, a new I-5, the interior top 5 plays. Here they are. At number 5, Denali Hodgson of West Valley goes out of bounds to keep the ball alive and ends up getting a point in the MAC title game as West Valley wins over Lathrop. At number 4, the Nanook men's basketball team gets a one-hand jam from Dallin Bills, but they lose their exhibition against Northwest Indiana College. At number 3, how about Victoria Milton, who finds Jordan Wilson for the tough lay-in. Wilson had 27 and 12 in the first game as the UAF women's team gets their first win of the year. At number 2, Monroe's Marissa King goes low to the ground and does a split for a dig, and Hutchinson can't return it, so the Rams get the point, and they also win the Aurora title game. At number 1, Ben Campbell's laser shot, courtesy of one of Taylor Munson's 3 assists, gave the Ice Dogs a 2-1 lead on Saturday, and they won 5-1 to sweep Kenai River over the weekend. That's your I-5. Now go to the KTVF 11 Sports YouTube and Twitter pages and tell us the play of the week, which will be revealed this Friday.
The I-5 Sports Report is brought to you by Adient Orthopedic Physical Therapy.
And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Get warm, Alaska. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back in the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. And like I said today, pretty nice day across the interior for Veterans Day, but cold temperatures. That's going to continue for one more day. After that, we have a big change coming. We'll tell you about that in just a little bit. Our photograph night sent in by Pam and Grant Lewis. This is a sunset taken at their moose camp they were at, and you can see, once again, beautiful colors there in that photograph. By all means, if you have a photograph to share, send it to me at Mike Schultz at KTVF11.com. And speaking of photographs, again, a reminder, our Weather Fab photo calendar is out. You can get it at many places around town, including the Kindle Auto, and they're free. That's a good thing. Not many things get free these nowadays, but they're free. And again, a lot of photos that you folks have sent in. Here's what's going on at the airport right now. 1 degree after a high of 15. The low last night, 1 degree. Record high in 1981. Record low 34 below in 1990. Sunrise and sunset about 6.5 hours of daylight, a loss of 7 minutes from yesterday. Satellite picture showing the big monster storm that moved through us. Now it's kind of just fizzling out, moving off to the east. A little bit of clearing trend there, but an even bigger storm on the horizon. Here comes the clouds covered with that. It's moving into the western half of the state by tomorrow, and then into our neck of the woods by tomorrow night into Wednesday. And it's going to bring quite a bit of weather with it also. Elsewhere across the state, rain over Ketchikan right now. You see just clear skies all the way down to Kodiak Island. Clouds up and down the west coast. A few snow showers around the Barrow area, and 19 degrees and partly cloudy skies at Fort Yukon. Lower 48 weather. Again, things aren't too bad out to the western half of the country. Nice sunshine around Minneapolis. A few showers over the Florida Peninsula. And then a mix of rain and snow around the New York area. On the satellite radar, you can see this frontal system working its way down. This is some pretty cold air expected to bring with it gusty winds and even the temperatures in the single digits for the Minneapolis area. And as far as the jet stream is concerned, well, it's going to remain to the north and allow some showers to develop over the eastern half of the country, snow showers over the northern sections. This all happens later on this week. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow in the northern section. Snow showers at Barrow, rain and snow for Nome, and partly cloudy skies in Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at clear skies early with increasing clouds at Healy, Delta Junction, and the Fairbanks area. Over the southeastern sections, areas of rain for Ketchikan and Juneau, while out to the southwest, a mixed bag of weather once again. Freezing rain at Bethel, rainy skies in Cold Bay, and sunshine at Kodiak Island. And over south central regions, looking at blizzard conditions in the pass around the Valdez area, but Valdez will mainly have clouds, sunny skies for Homer and Anchorage. Valdez got over 2 feet of snow this weekend, by the way. All right, it's time once again for a new school for this week's Kids Weather, and this week we're talking with the kids from University Park Elementary School. Tonight, here's a young lady with a story of a harrowing snow machine trip.
Today's story is when I was 7 years old. I got trapped in a snowstorm. I got very cold. I cried 60 miles because my feet were frozen. I was on a snow machine sleeping while my cousin Danielle, she was driving. I fell off the snow machine and she picked me up off the snow so I would not get cold.
She wanted to remind everybody to make sure you wear the right equipment and you'll stay warm, which helped her in that situation there. Tomorrow night, a young man will be here with a unique picture to share with us. Here's your forecast for the remainder of the night, and we're looking at a winter storm watch Wednesday through Thursday. Snow will begin Wednesday morning, then become mixed with freezing rain. Oh, joy for that. Rain and snow will also continue into Thursday with accumulating snow possible, too. We'll keep on top of that and give you more updates tomorrow. Tonight, clear skies and cold with some patchy fog, 4 degrees below zero at the airport, colder in the low-lying areas, 4 above tomorrow, with some morning fog, then increasing clouds leading into our weather for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. As you can see here, looking at a pretty good chance of snow off and on right on through the 4 days into Saturday. Then things will start just mainly get cloudy, but temperatures are not really taking that much of a dive. That's good news. Overnight lows still be in the single digits to low teens. And then we're also looking at, again, a possibility of snow, like I said, at least through Saturday, the way it looks right now. And maybe that freezing rain, too.
So another storm coming our way?
Big one, yeah. Big storm, yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know, we kind of lucked out in the city of Fairbanks because there wasn't too much freezing rain, but I did hear people in Esther and all that kind of stuff had rain.
Off and on, yeah. But it didn't glaze the roads, fortunately.
Yeah, very good. Okay, thank you, Mike. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. As always, we are glad you could join us.
NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams is coming up next.
You can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
As we said earlier, it was a nice day to be at the Westmark for the celebration of Veterans Day. The 9th Army Band performed some music. We're going to leave you with that and hope you have a good night. We'll see you back here at 11.